Hello Pisces, and welcome to your April 2016 General Tarot Card Read. This is Dee here, and with me is my very dear friend Lucy.
Hello.
First off, we'd like to apologize for not getting your March read out. Unfortunately, we had some circumstances happen where Lucy ended up having to be hospitalized, and I had some stuff happening with my family and my work environment, so unfortunately we just weren't able to get it together. If you're really interested, send us an email and I will at least send you a picture of the spread and maybe go over it if it feels it's something you want to know, since it's for the month of March. But go ahead and do that. I'm not going to do this for all of them. I think Pisces, this is important. That being said, we went ahead and pulled the cards from your year read for the month of April. And then we have Lucy's spread and we have my spread, and then we've got a combined read for you. We also have some oracle cards for you, and forgive me if I'm a little disjointed. There was something that happened as we were doing this, and it's funny because things, when we're setting up and doing stuff, and we see colors sometimes when we do stuff, but I had something happen with one of the candles that's never happened before and felt kind of a weird energy. So I'm going to say something at the end, and it'll be for someone specific, and I think when you hear it, you'll know it'll be you, and you need to go ahead and send us an email, and I'll talk to you a little bit more about it. Okay, because it is of heavy nature. But with that being said, let's go ahead and start with the reads. We're going to start with Lucy's first, and she's just going to go through hers, and then we'll do mine. Okay?
The pull-in for April was the Ten of Pentacles. Now, this is, of course, as you can see there, it's about abundance, resources there. It's also the end of a cycle, and this encourages you to share the gift that you were given. So share your abundance. Okay? The first is the Lovers. Now, the Lovers is a passionate union. Arises, as you can see, they are in the water. Water represents love. And what you need to consider here are all the elements there for your union. Do you have a deep emotional connection, a passionate connection, communication, and spiritual connection to make this union what it should be? I consider all the facets and communicate your desires and choose and build on a solid foundation. Okay? And again, we go to the Ten of Pentacles. The Ten of Pentacles, of course, is abundance. It's abundant resources, whichever, money, whatever, It's the end of a cycle again. It is about sharing, passing on your gift with others around you, whoever it may be. It could be family, it could be an organization, it could be your favorite charity, it could be the people on your street or someone walking down the street. Whatever makes you feel good inside. Well, we have Temperance. Now, Temperance is about the mixture of extremes. As you can see, she's holding fire there in her hand, but it's not extinguished by the water there. So it's a blending. It is a joining. It is beliefs, feelings, whatever the situation calls for. It's harmony. It's living with yourself at your deepest level. It's moderation and actions. It's your actions fit the situation. They fit your lifestyle. You're not going from the highs to the deepest lows. That's what Temperance is. The King of Pentacles. As you can see, he's very well off. This is all from his own hard work. It's well deserved, and he enjoys it. So he's enjoying his materialistic things that he has around him. The caution here is don't be dependent on your possessions, because they're not the only part of your life that is important. And don't get lazy because you have everything you think you need. Keep your character intact. And then there's death. Now, death is not necessarily physical death. It's ego. And this says you have to move on, you have to pass through. Most change has some element of pain in it, because in this card it is about the spiritual journey. The spiritual journey means that you examine your beliefs and the way you have behaved in your life and reconcile yourself with the mistakes and the errors in thought and practice that you have done. And this is all about a new beginning. And the new beginning is the reward of having a stronger spiritual self and a stronger belief system that is in line with your life now. Okay?
What I think is interesting about your spread, Lucy, is the fact of the two of the Ten of Pentacles, you know,
Yeah.
the fact that it
It's
came up
all about-
twice.
It's actually, this spread, my spread, it looks like to me, is all about cycles. You have two different sets of cycles in
Yeah.
there. You have a new beginning with the Lovers that you need to examine. Temperance tells you to be balanced in your decisions, to take into consideration both halves of yourself.
Mm-hmm.
The King here says, yes, you have abundance in your life. You've worked hard for what you have. But don't let that be the only thing in your life.
Right. And it's funny because as we're talking about it, I keep looking at the Wizard card, and it talks about how, I really think this fits your spread, using your skills to aid others. And I think that you guys have a lot of abundance this month and a lot of emotional and creative stuff going on, but don't get to where you're all caught up in yourself to where you don't help other people like you're supposed to, because there's definitely some changes coming up in your life and changes in the way you think. And you need to utilize that to help other people and not get all caught up in yourself to where you're not letting things flow.
Right. Like the Lovers and Death, these two cards are all about balance and unity. Here you're balancing yourself.
Mm-hmm.
There you're balancing your relationships.
And emotions.
Yes.
Yeah. So for you guys, there's no swords in this at all, except for hers. You know, you got some major arcana, which is very interesting too.
Yeah.
You got some, because 3 of the cards are major arcana,
Yes,
which
they
is
are.
This is going to be a kind of a monumental month for some of you with
Yes.
that resonate with this particular spread. So be prepared. It's not going to be a bad thing. It's just that there's going to be some changes, especially toward the end.
Right.
There you go. Thank you, Lucy. So for the month, I pulled the Hermit. The Hermit is talking about that introspection that you need in your life to really seek out the wisdom within for yourself and seek out the answers that you need. And with my spread this month, you're going to need to seek out the answers from inside yourself. You need to take that time to really have your solitude moments, to really focus on yourself. And I really get that there's a lot of patience that you're going to need to exhibit this month with this particular situations. The first card I got was the Ace of Wands. Now the Ace of Wands is about invention. It's about inspiration. It's all about your creative process. And for a lot of you, you're going to start off the month with that creativity spark just right there and right in your face, where you're just, that's all you're thinking about. And you're going to get a lot of energy coming from it, and just really go with it. Go ahead and take that time. Listen to yourself. Take that time to really let that creativity out, because it's going to help you out. It's going to help drive you, because you also are going to get, it's going to help you with your finances, and it's going to bring about some messages to you that are going to be about your finances, and you're going to be able to take that creativity that you're getting and apply it to your finances when it comes to this. And it's going to feel, it's got a lot of youthful energy to it. It's going to be a really big push. You're going to feel pushed to do a lot of stuff because the next card, which I got, was the Knight of Wands, and that Knight of Wands has a lot of energy. He's going to battle. He's ready to go, and it's making fast decisions, and it's an eagerness to move forward, and you feel like that sense of adventure. So for you, it's almost like I see the month divided in two. You're going to have that passion and that forward and that creativity come for you for the beginning of the month. It's going to bring about good changes in your finances, and things are going to move fast for you. Then the second half of the month, I almost feel like, in fact, I'm going to put the two of them up together. There's going to be something that happens at the end of the month when it's in regards to your physical self. And the Five of Pentacles is usually about want and need, and it's about concern over yourself. But I keep getting that there's going to be a physical challenge, and it's going to do with your money too, in a way. And it's going to get to where it kind of segues into the Nine of Swords, and it's going to be where you're allowing the what ifs of the situation to overwhelm you and to make you have worries that are not really founded. And if you look at this card, there's the illusion of the moon shining over you. And I really think that you need to go back to the Hermit and take that time for introspection to get you past this particular situation. And I feel it's specific to one person. But don't let your own worries and what ifs get to where it sends you into a spin cycle to where it's affecting you physically.
Face your fears.
Yeah, you need to not do that. Don't be like this person, and don't let the wants and the things that you're not able to do get you where you're just all caught up in your what ifs, and you can't, and you end up stifling that creativity that's going to come your way. So I get this for just pretty much one specific person, but when it pulls into the rest of the read, even with the downtimes that's going to happen toward the end of the month that's going on, don't let him rule you. You've got a lot of good creative energy. You've got that push from the Knight, and then you have the introspection that you've had from the Hermit. So use that energy. And I'm a little discombobulated, guys. I'm not going to lie. I feel there's I don't know how to say this without Ben. I really feel that there's a warning for somebody, and it's coming up, and it'll be toward the end of the month. And I don't know. I feel really a heaviness and a very much a seriousness. And there are times where Lucy and I will talk, and we're pretty light. I don't feel light right now. I feel very heavy, and I feel that there's a kind of a warning. And I don't feel like it's a doom, but there's something going to happen for somebody, and it's going to change your life. Because I keep looking at Lucy's death card and my Nine of Swords, and they just totally go with each other. There's going to be a change, and you're just going to you're going to feel like it's the worst thing that's ever happened to you, and you're going to go into the what ifs and the spinning cycle. And I'm just telling you now, you need to not do that. You need to not do that. You need to view this different, and in fact, you're going to remember what I'm saying right now when it gets to the end of what Lucy and I are telling you.
Don't become stagnated.
Yeah, you need to.
Break is it.
Yeah, you need to come forward, because there's, even though this is happening and it may feel like it's the end of your world and it's like a realization of all your fears, that's not right. And it's almost like you put yourself into this because of the negativity that you've got around you. And I'm not a big proponent of what you say is going to happen type of a thing, but I really feel it for some of you. You've just really kind of painted yourself in a corner, and you feel like this is the only way you're going to go, and that's not true. So be aware of that. Even though that this is a scary card and there's this stuff going on, don't let your fears rule you to where you don't see anything else and you're just making yourself spin. I don't know how else to say that. Now I'm gonna, the two reads together, I'm gonna pick and pull the cards, and it's funny because I did this with another sign, but I think I don't know if that's, there's a couple of them that don't go together, and I know that, and I can see it. But I see this and this. So when it comes to your money matters this month, Pisces, I would seriously, you're going to feel like you don't have what you need, or you're going to feel physically wanting. But you need to think about the good things that have happened to you, and you need to embody the King of Pentacles, realizing that you do have a lot in your life. You have a lot of good things going on. You have what you need. Not always what you want, but you have what you need. And you need to remember that. It's not always, you can't always get what you want.
Yeah.
And I hear that song now in my head. But have patience. And when we were doing this, I kept getting 3 P's. I got patience, practicality, and physical challenge for you this month. So it's all about, for all of these spreads, I really feel that there's patience, practicality, and physical challenge. So keep that in mind. Realize that for you this month, and you'll be ahead of the game. And then I keep when I see Temperance and I see the Ace of Wands, I see that this is creative push that you're going to get. You're going to have to temper your emotions, because I keep seeing the fire in the water. And you're going to need to temper your emotions as you do this. In fact, you're going to be times where you're going to get impatient with people because they're not seeing your vision. And you need to bring that back, take on the embodiment of temperance, and use that creative energy to push yourself forward. Don't be offended when people, don't get all emotional when people don't see what you see. They will in the long run. They will see what you see when it comes to this creative thing that you're doing. And I really get its work.
Actually, he could become, or this person could become the alchemist and mix and blend these
Yeah,
people.
I see a man too. I see a man as this. Yeah.
As needs arise.
Right.
Okay?
Yeah,
But
I
the most
totally see that.
creative, use your intuition when it comes to this also too. And realize that you do have choices you can make here. But the most, if you're with a team, which is usually happens when you're working on something creative, you have people you bounce ideas off of. Well, keep bouncing them.
Right.
Keep bouncing them. Keep mixing them. Have somebody do something different. Switch it up a little bit.
Be practical in this too.
Yeah.
They're not going to see the same vision that you see right now, and you can't expect them to. That's just unrealistic.
Yeah.
You're going to have to help lay the groundwork, and so mix that, your emotions with the fire, and you're going to get, it's going to be a really good thing. But it's going to take time. You're going to have to be patient with this particular project that you're working on.
That's what Temperance has. She is tempering.
Yeah. So, yeah. Do you see anything else in this here? I don't think I do. When we're talking like this too, you know, if you get a chance, at the beginning of each of the videos, I put the spread so you can see it. You can always pause it and maybe open it up a little bit. You can see the spread and how it relates to each other. Because I know when we do the videos, you can't see the whole spread. And I'm really sorry about that. But it's just the way that we're unable to, it's the way I have to set it up. So, okay, I think that's pretty much it.
Yeah.
All right, I'm going to have Lucy read. We got this particular oracle card, and I'm going to have Lucy read it. It's called Coming to Life.
Something beautiful is being born in your life. When you look at your life, can you see how you've grown and evolved over time? Perhaps you've shed skins and identities and created new ones, or at the very least matured in your ideas about yourself and the world you inhabit. You know things take time, and Spirit's timetable is rarely in sync with your own. This card indicates that a long-held dream is beginning to show signs of life. You must try not to coax it along or shape it according to your desires. Spirit knows the best form for the manifestation of this dream, and your life can become even better than you could possibly imagine. Now is the time for reverence and awe. Allow the contours of your path to be carved by the hands of the divine. All you have to do is show up.
If you don't micromanage this, Pisces, it's going to be a good thing. So have patience. Again, I keep getting that. Patience, practicality. There's going to be physical challenges for some of you, tempering yourself out. But I see good financial things. There's going to be times, though, where you're focusing on the negative and feeling like you're wanting, but that's not true. You're going to get what you need, not always what you want. So, all right, Pisces, I think that's about all we got for you right now. If you like what you've heard, go ahead and hit the like button. If you have any comments, please leave them. We're open for whatever. In fact, you know, we encourage you to interact with us. We want this to be helpful for people. We don't want it to be a situation where you're not getting the help that you need. I don't, you know, anyway. Yeah. With that being said, we're going to be doing the, because we weren't able to do the March read as a kind of a apology, we're going to be doing a free read for each sign, one person from each sign. And I'm sorry, we can't do more than that, but that's just how we're going to do it, so that way we can stay on our timetable for the May reads also. So I will be doing a short little video in the introduction page, and it'll come through if you're a subscriber. And you'll be able to see when to send in an email. And the first person that we get that says Pisces free read for April is the one that we'll take. And depending on the questions, we'll let you have 3 questions. Depending on the questions, we'll determine whether or not we make it a private or a public read. But we want you to have that time and chance to interact with us too. So if you feel it's of a personal nature and you have something specific you want to work on, Lucy and I will do that, and we will make it a private video if that's what you so need. In fact, I get that more with Pisces than I have pretty much anybody. It'll probably be a private video. So So we look forward to talking to you guys. In the meantime, have a wonderful month. Remember your 3 P's: patience, practicality, and there's going to be a physical challenge. But keep your head about yourself. Is there anything you want to say too?
No.
No. All right. In the meantime, walk in light, love, peace, and we'll talk to you soon.
Goodbye.